The person doing the last time this time is going to be me. And we are down a couple people. So we are back to our original cast of 2 for the moment.
For the moment, yeah. Everyone else will file in later, hopefully.
Hopefully Kenneth makes his way in to the session in the next little bit. He's running a little bit late because of work. And we're down a Bjorn because he could not make it tonight, unfortunately. But David's brother is going to potentially be running Bjorn for us, so it's fine.
Hey! I have no idea how to do Paladin.
Exactly. It's going to be interesting. Especially considering that this session is going to transpire or comprise of mostly, if only, a combat. Depending on how things go. So, last session, it was several weeks ago, so this need of a refresher is much needed. Last session, you had dealt with the infiltration mission asked of you by Razzo, the little shifty goblin person, or shifty halfling person, rather. The little shifty halfling Razzo had pushed you into doing a infiltration mission to gain control of his house again, because he had been betrayed, and his life had been stolen out from under him, and all this stuff. You explored his house a little bit. There was a great many things of interest, including a bed that was Loxodon sized that Cad had way too much fun with.
I forgot about that part.
And you made your way upstairs to the master bedroom, taking a little bit too long. Razzo pushed you to just go to the room and be done with it. You learned of some of Razzo's capabilities while making your way here. The fact that he is a very, very strong user of Mage Hand to do roguish and thieving things, having swiped Yong's thieving tools twice and been able to unlock things and mess with things from a distance without even having to really bat an eyelash. And you made your way to the master bedroom. Silver kicked in the door, I think.
Because of course she did.
Because that's a thing she does. You went on the attack to the goblin form of Razzo, who promptly created an earthquake, because he can, destroyed part of the master bedroom floor, making everyone that was nearby fall into the dining room. Bjorn smacked his head on the table and was sort of winded for a second. And Cad then followed this by just jumping into the hole on top of the goblin Razzo. The combat was loosely ended due to Goblin Razzo being pinned. A very prompt Zone of Truth spell from Silver led Halfling Razzo to tell you more of the truth. This was all a test. He already had control of everything. He had tricked you, shifty little booger that he beat. And he made a comment about Silver's bounty, leading Silver to go on the attack. And it prompted another combat, which I re-rolled for initiative, and that's sort of where the session stopped. So we're going to be jumping back into the game just after this, just as this combat happened. Silver had made a very massive blow to Razzo, what with like Divine Smite and Branding Smite and all this other hoopla. He can't turn invisible now. This upsets him. But anyway, with that, we can, I guess, jump right into the combat itself. Hopefully we get a Kenneth before too long to decide what Cad's going to do. I don't really know precisely Cad's plans. I know a basic general idea. But yeah. Locke, you have first turn with a 20 on your initiative roll.
Oh, damn, hot skippy. Okay, well then. Well.
You have just saw
Locke.
You have just saw Silver smack Halfling Razzo.
With a lot of bright lights.
Yes, a lot of bright lights.
Yeah. A lot of bright lights. Okay, I think I am going to have Locke. Let me double check how many spell slots do I have left. I have none. Okay, well, I am going to Sensing that shit is about to get kind of fucky, I'm gonna go ahead and just pop a double Eldritch Blast at Razzo.
Also,
And
you are currently on top of a body pile. Are you going to get off of that?
I'm hanging on to Cad for dear life.
Okay.
So my first Eldritch Blast was a 23 to hit. If that doesn't hit, I'm going to be pissed.
No, that definitely hits.
Okay. Second Eldritch Blast is a 15 to hit.
That hits just barely.
Okay. Then 17 damage total. Both blasts. Pew pew. I'll try to like blast him in like the cap and the hip, and then I'll just grab onto like the top of Cad's head and be like, oh shit.
Oh yeah. And he is still. I believe we had determined that Cad was mostly still raging at this point.
I think so. Something like that.
He's squishing the druid.
Yeah, he's something not happy.
Yeah, he's very much not. Or the druid is very much not in a good place right now. In more ways than one. Speaking of which, it's his turn. So there's this thing. This goblin is, or this he's not a goblin. He's actually a blinkling. I did reveal that.
Yeah, you did.
Hence the doggy thing. I also said his real name, which I'm going to start trying to use here to avoid having to say Razzo 2 different ways. His name is Barlin. Barlin. So Barlin is a druid, and Barlin is currently pinned. My first immediate response was this would be a really cool thing if Barlin was to just like transform into a very large animal, because that would be funny.
Oh no. Are you going to have him transform into a very large animal?
No, because unfortunately Barlin is a little bit more conscientious of his wild shapes.
Limits?
His wild shapes, because he only has 2. And he prefers them to use them. He prefers to use them on a slightly different note. And rather than turning into animals, it looks even more silly because it doesn't look threatening at all. There is a puff of gas and smoke that arises from underneath Cad. It's almost like the elephant farted. But it's just poof, and Cad is going to make a Constitution save. Boop, 15. Because he's out of range of Silver's thingy thing, right? I believe. Yeah. Your aura.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's a 15. Bop. Cad takes 6 necrotic damage. Piff! By this gaseous dark smoke that arises from the blinkling below. And then because blinkling piff, he is no longer trapped below. He gets the heck out of there because he can do that.
Of course he can.
Yep. I mean, it's being able to teleport innately on as like movement actions because blinkling. So that is his turn. It is now Razzo's turn. After being smacked very aggressively by Silver, Razzo just sort of turns to her and is like, I say you're worth the bounty and you attack me. Can you just not take a compliment? And Razzo's gonna thunder step. Con save from Bjorn and Silver.
Oh, from Bjorn as well? Alright.
Because it's
Con
ranged.
save?
Yeah, con saving throw.
Well, Bjorn got an 8, so.
Alright. Silver got a 29. Silver is going to take half this, while Bjorn takes full. Boom. Silver takes half at 8.
And Bjorn takes the full 17.
Yep.
That's here his HP. His character sheet is currently listed as 61. That's it, and then 7.
So I take 8 damage?
You take 8. Yep.
Oof.
And then Bjorn, and then Razzo is going to teleport over here and end up prone on the top of his bookshelf.
Why did he end up prone?
Because there's not enough space. He has a 9-foot or 8-foot ceiling. We established earlier he has an 8-foot ceiling, and he is a 4-foot tall halfling on a bookshelf that's more than 4 feet tall. So, he ends up on the bookshelf prone. He grabs at using his a free action because it's an item nearby. He grabs a book from the bookshelf, fiddles with it for a second, and everyone hears a very loud, like some sort of structure or large object has appeared, and kaboom, coming from the left over there somewhere. Yes, he is now on a bookshelf. Meanwhile, before we get to Cat's turn, we're going to do a little bit of a reverse upstairs, because there's a person who's still upstairs. That being Oak, because he never jumped down into the hole. And as the camera sort of pans its way and jumps it back to Oak upstairs, trying to figure out what the heck he's going to do above where the hole is, and out of nowhere behind him from invisible, he gets basically shanked by a dagger as a halfling appears behind him.
Yuck.
No, joy.
Yep, 23 will definitely hit, but he has advantage because invisible, so yeah, he will definitely hit. That, because dagger, then, ow, wow, 2 1s and 2 6s, because sneak attack, because rogue.
Yeesh.
That is a total of 17 plus 8 is 25 to Oak. And then that immediately makes Oak whirl around and scream. Well, not scream, but yell. Which you guys would hear from down below. And then... wow, that hurt. So we have a Bjorn, a Cad, a Yong, and an Oak, all on the same 10. Cad, Yong, Bjorn, Oak. Cad is going to, if in his raging state, he notices that he's missing the pancake he has pinned, which he notices, mostly probably because of the smoke. So he's basically, he's still frothing at the mouth and ragey. So he is going to make his way to Halfling Razzo at the bookshelf and is going to attempt to smash. Cat smash.
Cat smash.
Yeah, exactly. Cat smash.
Puny mare.
Yes.
Puny mare.
Oh,
I have a whole town behind me. We have a barbarian.
Yeah, really.
We have an elephant. We have an elephant.
He would have had
Okay,
advantage
that's
on
better.
that. So he will hit. I forgot about the... he's going reckless. I forgot about that. So, boop. Ow. Ow. Grief. Second attack from Envy. This time I'll actually put the advantage on it. Boop. Okay. Jeez. I forgot how hard he hits.
Barbarian.
Barbarian and Crazy Maul thing. I forgot to add his rage bonus, but I'll do that now. Alright. Ow. Young. She is going to... yeah. She's gonna run over here next to the bookshelf and smack at him with her gauntlets. That is not gonna hit. Flurry of blows hard. That will. And that won't. Okay. So 5. Okay. Bjorn.
Time for me to masterfully butcher my brother's character.
Let's hope not.
Well, what I'm going to do... let's see here. Divine Smite. That's just part of the attack roll, right?
Yeah.
What I'm thinking I'm going to do is I'm going to have him... I'm going to have Bjorn make a melee attack against Razzo. And I'm thinking at the same time, I'm going to have him make use of I believe it's Ensnaring Strike. He uses bonus action to cast that to try and restrain. Okay, let's use his sword. That's not going to hit, is it?
Nope, but you get 2 hits.
Alright, okay, and let's see here, and Ensnaring Strike. Let's see here, the next time you hit a... Okay, so yeah, so that's still in effect.
Yeah.
So let's try that again.
That'll
23. Okay. 10 slashing damage then, and let's see here, and Ensnaring Strike goes into effect. Yes, to succeed a strength saving throw or be restrained. And Bjorn's DC is 14, apparently.
Yeah, probably because he doesn't have necessarily high stats per se. That's hence why he often didn't use the spells directly. But yes. So that is a strength save. DC 14, you said?
Yep, DC 14.
Nope.
Okay, so he is restrained, and according to what this spell says, while restrained by the spell, the target takes 1d6 piercing damage at the start of each of its turns.
Right.
So, and I cast that with a first level spell slot, so it's just the d6, not at higher levels.
Alrighty.
Okay. And so that was my action and bonus action, and I think I'll go ahead and move him around to right here, just to try and get the guy boxed in a little more, and that'll be Bjorn's turn.
We have a note. Back upstairs for a moment. he is going to...
He's dealing with being shanked.
Yeah. He does not like his friends being in danger, or himself. So he is going to very, very, slowly, quote unquote, slowly, he is going to disengage from said halfling that just shanked him in the back, and then promptly jump down the hole. Or try to. You're doing something you're not particularly good at, which is I guess it's athletics because he's jumping. And a little bit of acrobatics, a little bit of athletics. It'd be a 10 with that. He rolled a 12, me rolling athletics, but his acrobatics would be 2 less, so if I roll it with acrobatics instead, it's a 10. The result, many a skill of difference. He unfortunately takes damage when he falls. Because he doesn't land very gracefully. Ka-thunk. Not 2 seconds after Cad goes charging into to the bookshelf with a Locke riding on his back, there's a very unceremonious crack as Oak falls into the floor.
Gotcha.
Silver, your turn.
So, which side?
To
Where the bear
left,
rug is?
To the left, to where the bear rug is, yes.
She's going to the opposite side of the dining table.
Okay.
She's going to use her strength to push the dining room table up against the door.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Roll, I guess technically
Strength?
this would... Yeah, I guess you could roll strength that way. Yeah. Oh.
She props her foot up on it, and she just pushes it with her foot, and it just goes bam.
Nat 20 strength check, 24. Okay. So...
She's not happy.
So
She's freaking out.
Yeah. You run to the edge of the bookshelf, to the other side of the dining table where the loud sound came from. And because Nat 20, I'm sort of imagining it kind of akin to like a skateboard or kickflip. You kick at the table, launch it up vertical, and slam it into the door.
Okay, yeah, just whatever to block the door.
Locke, you're riding a cat.
Right. Okay. Let me see what I have available as far as things go, because I don't have any spell slots left. All I have are my cantrips. Not really a whole lot I can do, so I guess I'm just gonna crack my knuckles, wiggle my fingers, and cast the Eldritch Blast on him again.
Okay.
8 will not
miss.
hit, I don't think.
Nope, 8 will miss.
Yeah, aren't you up close to him?
I am.
I can't remember if Eldritch Blast is actually affected by range rules or not.
Yeah, well, I don't know. It's my highest damage dealing attack anyway, so.
Oh, okay.
That's 16 hit?
Yep, 16 will hit.
Okay. Alright, so that is 6 damage.
Alrighty.
Just another blast to the hip.
As he's ensnared by all these vines and things.
Yep.
Alright, so next turn comes around. You rolled a d6 for Razzo.
For the thorn damage, 5.
Right. Yep. Let me take that right quick. You can't see that it's not his turn because Person Dude comes back.
Oh.
From the doorway over here that led into the room where the boar was, the goblin, or the blinkling rather, I keep saying goblin because I use a goblin image right now, but the blinkling reappears, and the blinkling is not alone. Next to the blinkling is a goblin, a somewhat familiar one that got shish kebabbed previously.
Oh, wow.
Did we kill him?
We did.
You did. He's via blinkling teleport. He just teleported into the room along with blinkling Razzo, and is. We have a goblin zombie.
Oh, it's undead.
Uh-huh.
Fantastic! I wish now to kill it more than I did before, when I didn't wish to before.
Blinkling Razzo, who his name is Barlan, which I revealed previously, B-A-R-L-A-N, Barlan. Barlan reappears along with a goblin zombie, and he, reappearing into the room, is just going to point and sort of like a dog with Sickup, and he's pointing to Silver, who just made the table block the door. And said goblin zombie is going to shamble his way over to Silver.
Seriously, you're gonna set an undead person in front of me?
Yeah.
Do you not realize I'm a paladin?
Probably not, but that's okay.
That's fine.
Also, zombie versions of the people doesn't have as many of the perks of the person that they were to start with. So, he's probably not gonna actually hurt you at all.
We'll see.
Nope, not with 70 ain't. It is now to Razzo, and he takes 5 damage because starting his turn in Thorny Vines from Ensnaring Strike. And he's gonna sort of look at his predicament, and he's surrounded and covered in vines, and he's just going to sort of tuck into a ball of sorts, mumble an incantation or two, and then he's doing blink.
To break.
He's doing what?
Blink.
Blink.
So you roll a d20 at the end of your turn, and on a roll of an 11 or higher, you vanish from your current position. He is out of the vines, and he just disappears.
Shit.
Alright. Meanwhile, you pushed up the table up against the door and wall and things, yes?
Yes.
Alright, so you guys hear very loud, just like steps coming from that side of the house where the table is. 20. I'm gonna say that's close to enough, but not really enough to move the table completely out of the way. The table gets pushed forward, and you see a large mechanical-looking shoulder and arm trying to make its way into the room. I'm going to reveal its token because that makes things easier.
What am I looking at?
It's a
Giant
big metal plate.
It's an iron golem.
Oh, okay.
That's
Once again,
We're in
something
Minecraft.
yeah, once again, we're something akin to Minecraft all of a sudden. Except this iron golem is got a sword. So, yeah, he tries
This is
to
a very bueno state of affairs.
he tries to shove his way into the doorway. He manages to get it halfway opened, but he can't get through because he is huge, with it not all the way open anyway. So you're at bay for the moment. Then we have Silver.
Yes.
You are currently being attacked by a zombie goblin, and you ran to the other side of the room, which is near where Oak had fallen. There's Oak that would technically be right there, behind you.
Okay.
And he had fallen prone because he didn't do his acrobatics very well. And also not doing their acrobatics very well, you have a halfling that lands on top of Oak.
Oh, joy.
But he falls prone. Also, so Oak now has a halfling landing on his back, resting on his back, basically. It is now a cad. You have a bookshelf, a Razzo that was restrained but has now disappeared. You are still raging, and you have some sort of big iron metal thing that's trying to make its way into the room that was blocked off by a table. So you do potentially have 3 targets, ignoring the iron golem. You could attack one of the two that's near Silver and Oak, or the Blinkling.
Gotcha.
I mean, he has enough movement to get around.
Oh, yeah.
Get to any enemy, so in the room. So
the goblin zombie thing is small in stature, right?
Both of the enemies, well, all of the enemies are small in stature, other than the golem.
And you said one was currently trying to attack Silver?
Yes.
yes, and one is on top of Oak.
Yes.
Just prone.
Oh, Oak is prone?
Both of them are.
Would I have enough movement to storm over there and try and grab him and fling him across the room at the table?
Yes.
Sure.
I was hoping for a fling.
I wanted to know the stature because small things. I mean, if I can carry a Locke, I'm pretty sure I can fling a small thing.
Yeah, sure.
Throw the halfling at the other.
Zombies are sort of wasted away anyway. So.
Are you going to throw the zombie, or are you going to throw the halfling on Oak?
Right. That's 2 different people. So I guess the halfling's on top of Oak, right?
Yep.
Yes.
So yeah, I would like to go over and grab said halfling and fling him across the room towards the table.
Okay. Boop, vanish, kaboom. Is a 15. Yeah, he was prone. You have slung a halfling against the table.
Yeah, flung him all the way across the room, yeah.
Well, not all the way across the room, but more or less all the way across the room. Also, you get go along for the ride, Locke, because you're on top of Cat. And you see this frothing at the mouth Loxodon who is carrying you just grab a halfling and chuck him across the room.
The halfling should turn like a bah!
Yeah. That!
Wait, can you roll a percentage die to see whether or not the halfling gets impaled on one of the legs?
Oh god.
He took 6 damage from the bludgeoning of flying across the room. Actually, you know what? What the heck? Silver, roll me a d4 since you said that.
Oh boy.
Oh,
D4 to make it easy.
Oh boy.
or wait,
Um,
that's my second crit in a row.
technically, yes.
Technically.
He hit the table leg, but he didn't get impaled on it because Cad's strength was only 15. Cad's
Okay.
strength throw was only 15. It would take a lot more strength than... it would take a lot more force to impale him on the table leg. But he did hit it. So,
Ooh.
he didn't take bludgeoning damage so much as he also took slightly piercing damage because, ow. he hit the table leg like it was a spike.
Mm.
Young...
So it popped his back.
Something like that, yes. Young is, sort of looks to, Bjorn and everyone else, and, like, so I guess we have to fight them because our main target left. Bjorn, should we attack the halfling or the blinkling?
I think I'll have Bjorn suggest go for the blinkling. We'll need more answers. And he's the one directing the zombie.
Right, okay, that makes sense. And Young is going to make her way to the blinkling.
Okay.
Oh no. What's gonna happen when Oak sees the zombie?
Thankfully, there's not a whole lot of them. So,
True.
Young going to attack Barlin. Hooray. Boop. 14 does not hit. She used it previously, I believe, so this is her last one. Flurry of blows, Gerard. Nope. That one does. 4. Hooray. Bjorn. Bjorn, what you doing? You gonna attack the blinkling, since that's what you suggested?
Debating between having Bjorn attack the blinkling or the zombo.
I mean, he could do Divine Smite.
Bjorn is a paladin.
He could do Divine Smite on a zombie and deal more damage.
He's gonna go for Barlin.
Alrighty.
So you make a solid point. I'll be holding on to that Divine Smite for the moment. So just gonna make a couple of attacks against Barlin, trying to get this guy unconscious.
Nope.
Nope.
10 is a miss,
Ooh,
26
fuck yeah.
so there we go.
And only 8.
Hey,
Oak's turn?
Bjorn, make me a Constitution save.
He's out of my circle, so.
He has his own circle.
Oh, good point. But it's only 3.
It's only 3. Yeah. Con save from Bjorn.
21.
Okay. So, Bjorn goes in and he smacks at Barlin, and that same puff of dark energy that happened while Cad was on top of him just bursts up, and Bjorn just sort of shoves it away, and he's fine. So, yeah. Oak is going to spend his movement to get up because he was prone. He realizes the halfling got thrown. He sees a undead goblin zombie thing.
That's just
Squishy.
slapping on Silver Shield. Like,
Yeah.
this is.
Who here can summon zombies? Never
I'm
heard of
assuming it is the druid over there.
not heard of a druid that can summon zombies, but okay. He no likey zombies.
Oh, yeah, no.
Oak is going to channel divinity for turn undead to get rid of this stupid thing. No. Okay. So, Oak gets up. He sees the goblin zombie. He grabs a hold of his oak leaf holy symbol thing, and I look straight at Barlin, the blinkling, and I hate zombies. Especially from enemies we had only recently killed. He glows, and the goblin zombie promptly explodes and just dies again.
Oh, fuck!
Oh,
I am scared. Locke is afraid.
and
who
Silver
did
is
this?
covered in
Oak?
zombie goo.
Oak did. Little tidbit: when you hit level 5 as when you hit level 5 as a cleric, when you do channel divinity to turn undead, if the undead is of a challenge rating of
1.5.
1.5 or less or something, it just gets destroyed instead. This isn't a very powerful zombie. It's just gone.
Thank you, Oak. Ugh.
Sorry.
I
Fling
feel
it
a
at
bit
the
afraid.
enemy's face as a free action.
It is now Silver's turn.
She can't get a clear shot at that, so she's going to run up and hit this halfling.
Okay. Roll your attack roll on said halfling.
Is there any way I can just basically run up to try to push the door even more against the wall with the halfling in between?
You're going to attempt to shove the halfling into the table and push the table back.
Yeah.
Sure. Roll athletics, I guess, for shove.
Like, she's going up and try to, like, pin the halfling against the table.
You're wanting to pin the halfling. That's why it's acrobatics or athletics over being just a straight up strength check. Not with a 6.
There goes all my net 20s.
Yep, they're all gone.
Nice.
So not with a 6, you're not. So you go up to try to shove the halfling into the table, and he's like, and he gets out of the way just in time, and you just slam into the table beside where he is.
Does she dislocate a metallic shoulder?
No, not with a 6.
No. You just hear a ting.
Alright, so Locke, here goes.
Well, becoming increasingly freaked out by all of the things that are happening, Locke is going to, sort of reeling a little bit from seeing a zombie just explode everywhere, now covered in blood that he is not pleased with. Locke is going to see Silver marching over to, she's kicking up the table, right, to try and keep the iron thing out?
Yep. Well, she's gonna try to go up and hold it against the door.
Right, well, assuming that she, being the competent woman she is, has everything well in hand on that front, he is instead going to attempt a duo of Eldritch Blasts against Barlin, trying to get him unconscious.
Alright, so Eldritch Blast on Barlin.
17 and 25 to hit.
Both will hit.
5 and 5 damage, so 10 points.
Alrighty. Locke, seeing as how you're doing this and you're more focusing on Barlin, roll for me you're worried about what's going on and you're increasingly freaked out and things. Might as well just make you even more freaked out. Roll perception.
Oh no. Natural 1.
Okay, never mind.
Your attempts to freak me out even further have failed because I don't see the scary thing.
No, well, you see something freaky, but you're not quite sure what it is. As your Eldritch Blast magic hits Barlin, you notice that there is a, purple-black haze around all of his figure that just sort of flashes as the Eldritch Blast hits it.
Oh no.
So, Barlin, how does Locke react to seeing all this insanity with Razzo? Barlin? Blah, blah, blah.
Seeing the shadowy shit around Barlin, he's going to go, that ain't natural, something unnatural with Barlin.
That'll
sort
work.
of call it out to the gang.
That'll work. So Barlin sort of smirks and smiles, and he looks and makes eye contact with Locke.
Oh no.
Like, oh right, you were the fun one everyone was talking about. You creeped out, kid? Make a Constitution save.
Oh no. Oh no. I have no bonus in that.
You do not.
10. Totally average.
No, you do. Constitution save?
Oh, do I get a plus 4?
Yes, you are 14. You're in my circle.
14. Probably
Okay.
still not enough. But you know what? Okay.
No, it's not enough.
Oh.
So, yeah, he's like, are you creeped out, kid? And he locks eyes with you, and all of a sudden, these itchy fleas and mites and bugs are suddenly crawling all over you.
Locke is shrieking. Like a scared little girl right now.
Infestation, 13 damage, poison specifically.
That is the first damage Locke has taken all day.
Uh-huh.
He is not happy with life right now.
Meanwhile, a annoying little halfling reappears, and he's right here. Wow, aren't you guys just having loads of fun? You know, Silver, we aren't as different as you might think. Why are you going on the offensive? You got all this craziness attacking you. You're worried about that steel creature outside, not knowing what it is. Barlin just attacked Locke with bugs. You might want to tone it down a notch, don't you think?
If she could, she's just like out of the corner of her eye, just staring at him with like either a freaked out death glare.
Freaked out?
Not
death glare?
saying anything.
Not
Yeah.
saying anything. Okay.
If it wasn't so noisy of all the combat, you can probably hear the slight shifting of plate armor, scratching against plate armor because she's shaking.
Oh.
Because bounty.
Someone brought up the bounty. She's having a horrible flashback to whatever happened, and she's just giving him death glare of like, it's right now. It's like fight or flight for her.
Right.
Silver, make for me a wisdom saving throw.
She gets a +4.
My wisdom's shit. 14.
Okay. You say that you're basically having flashbacks to your like backstory and all that sort of fun stuff.
Yeah, she's trying to survive. She doesn't want to go back there. She doesn't.
All right. So Razzo, he sort of looks at you, and there's a flicker of magic and spells for a second, and he goes, "Wow, they really messed you up, didn't they? Tough girl like you being all terrified just because somebody mentions something of your past? Not as brave as I gave you credit for." And he is going to take a step back and
Joy.
do his bonus action to hide amongst the bookshelf, because unfortunately Blink did not work. It's still going, but it didn't make him disappear, which is what he was hoping for.
Oh, I totally forgot. I meant to roll a concentration check on a spell because she did Branding Smite on him, and it's concentration up to 1 minute,
What
which also
damage
means
did you
he
take
can't
damage?
hide. No, he can't go invisible.
Right, he can't go invisible. Did you take damage?
And there's a 5-foot dim light coming from him. I did
Yeah.
take damage when he's thunderstepped for
that's true.
8
Yeah.
damage.
Right. So go ahead and roll concentration. Or constitution. Okay, yeah.
28.
That's
So
still
there's
there.
still like a 5-foot dim light coming off of him.
Okay. So he's going to have a much higher DC and get disadvantage on trying to hide because he is currently glowing.
Yes.
Seems fair.
He's randomly holy.
So he's gonna hide when I'm looking at him?
Oh, he's bonus action to hide. He's a rogue.
Oh, good point.
So he's got a bookshelf that he can sort of try to disappear
Shimmy behind.
Shimmy behind, but you still know where he's at because he's still glowing. His DC for that was a 20 to really get out of sight because he's glowing, and he rolled an 18 with a 3. Garrett. So from the Iron Golem pushing the table forward a little bit, this halfling gets ever so slightly closer to you, Silver.
Okay.
As the table gets shoved forward, and now there is a arm and a sword that has made its way into the room. The halfling is going to try to attack you, though. Silver.
Okay.
19.
Yeah, 19 hits.
Okay. You take 8. 1d4 plus 5.
She still makes her con save.
Uh-huh. Cad, it's you now. What about that?
Okay, so can I like grab the bookshelf and topple it over because top heavy?
Yeah, you can totally do that. You're going to topple the bookshelf.
Okay.
Not necessarily on him, but you're going to topple the bookshelf so he can't hide behind it.
Yes.
If you athletics,
If you hit him, you hit him.
it would be athletics again to topple the bookshelf.
And I'm still raging. Yes.
Yes, you are.
That is advantage or
Yeah, that is advantage. It's technically not athletics. It would be strength, but it's the same roll for you anyway. With a 27, well, I rolled a save, but it would still be a crit. So yeah, came to a total of, with rolling your crit and your +4, be a 24. So yeah, you topple the bookshelf effectively. Locke,
do I have anything else? Do I have anything else on my turn? Left on my turn?
That would have been your action
Or is
to
that
do.
like my action?
That would have been your action to do, to really do that. Plus, you would have had to use a little bit of movement to get to the bookshelf. So, yeah, that's about all you could do theoretically.
Alright.
It is now to a Young, and Young is going to attack a Barlin. She missed with a 12. She doesn't have flurry anymore, so she's done.
Does she not have another attack?
No, she doesn't.
Oh, okay.
She's cross-classed and doesn't have a high enough levels on either class
Right.
to get an extra attack. Bjorn, what you doing, Bjorn? Which is you, Brian.
Well, I assume that Bjorn has noticed that Silver is like full on panicking.
That's reasonable.
Okay.
I mean, Locke everyone would notice it. She's not as her appearance is not as competent as she normally is, and with the kind of discussion that Razzo had with her just previously, yeah, Silver's not in a happy place right now, mentally.
I think what I'm going to have him do for now is is continue to focus on what's his face, the Blinkling, because at the present he doesn't necessarily have a whole lot of other options, but I am going to have him double down on that with a Divine Smite. I'm going to have him use his second level spell, his remaining second level spell slot for that, so that will give him a additional 2d8 on a hit, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Natural 20!
Nice.
Ooh.
Okay, so that is his default damage plus, like, and it also doubles the smite dice, right?
Yes.
Okay. So 7 plus 7, 14, and then it's 48, right? Because 2d8 with the second level.
No, it's going to be, since you're using a second level,
Oh, is
it's
this
going to be a 3d8.
Oh, so this bumps up to 68 then.
Yep.
Oh,
Yes.
shit. Okay, then. 25?
I thought you doubled the total.
No, double dice.
Yeah.
Double
So,
dice, okay.
So 14 plus 25,
39.
39, and I get a second attack.
You do.
Yeah, 17.
17 will hit.
Come on, roll my damage. Another 7 damage.
So a total of 46.
Yep.
Alrighty.
Does that take him down?
It's an interesting point. Bjorn will launch. Bjorn just lays into him with this like flashing blade and all this, and everyone sort of sees Bjorn's powers just shine through, and just like with like Silver when she just rages forth and like whoosh. But a lot of that light is just eaten up by the darkness that's surrounding Barlin.
Huh. Can I have Bjorn make an Arcana check to see if he understands what the hell he's looking at?
Sure. I mean,
It-
you could as Locke too, technically.
Right, but Locke's covered in right. That's a natural one. Never mind. Bjorn knows nothing.
I thought it might be No, would it be religion?
I mean, if it's a divine sort of thing, but I'm assuming this is not divine. I'm assuming that what I'm looking at is arcane in nature.
Does Bjorn have divine? Does Bjorn have religion?
I mean, he has a Bjorn. He does not have religion as one of his proficient skills now. Same with Arcana. Neither are proficiencies.
Okay.
Which is kind of surprising given he's a paladin, but you know what? I'm not one to judge. My brother wanted to make his character. I'm just playing him as well as I can in this situation where I have no idea what the
Right.
fuck
Fine.
I'm doing.
Yeah, that's fine. Alright. So, I'll just tell you straight up, even though you rolled an Arcana of 2, though you would not necessarily know why, that inky blackness that's going around on Barlin, it makes him actually immune to quite a few things, and one of them is being crit.
I don't like this guy.
No.
I'm liking him less and less with everything about him I learn.
So,
He's like Warren. He's an asshole.
but I will give you some credit. As soon as this hit goes through, the inky blackness eats up all of the light and then fades away.
Oh, then in that case, can I have a Bjorn end his turn by going, oh, well, it looks like you're out of tricks, my friend.
nice imitation.
He would totally say that.
Or at the very least, well, it looks like that trick's worn off.
Yeah, that's a nice imitation.
It's like
I
casually and smugly, just sort of casual. I am a voice actor.
that. True.
It's kind of what I do.
Uh-huh.
And, I've known my brother for a very long time. I've known him since I was born.
True.
Yeah, Bjorn. I've known him since I was Bjorn.
Haha. I believe David would appreciate that.
Oh, he absolutely
This
would.
is when I
That's
go
why
across
do it.
the room at 1 a.m. in an apartment building.
You're not allowed to do that. That's Brian's thing, and he's the one that made the pun. Anyway, Bjorn's attack is done. It is now to Oak. Oak is going to make a religion check at advantage, because he might actually know what this is, and he has a
Right.
reason to know what this is. That's why he has advantage.
Right, because Noro does shit like this.
No, Noro doesn't.
I
Visible
believe
confusion.
you do, Locke.
No, not
I
Locke.
don't
No?
have spooky shadows that block damage.
No, I meant like another warlock.
No,
No.
Good.
Oh,
Druid, isn't he?
he's a druid.
multiclassed.
No, he's
You're
not
gonna
multi.
die on that hill, aren't you?
Well, Barlin is technically.
Oh, is it
multi-class.
one of the new druid class?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
So Oak is
Aren't they,
rolled
like
a
super broken?
Oak rolled a
Kind of.
20. Some of them, yes. Oak rolled a 20 on religion, and he's like, no. I knew something was buggy when he started spewing smog everywhere. Okay, and he only. Okay, guys, can we like stop and like calm down? This is not going to end well if we pursue this any further. Silver, do we have a cleric-y something that he can do to make Silver not have issues?
Calm emotions?
Don't think that's something he has at his current level. Because I feel like calm emotion's higher level. He's going to cast Shield of Faith and put it on Locke. Locke, you're starting to glow and sparkle.
Okay. I have no idea what the spell does, but alright.
I put it in the chat. +2 bonus to AC.
Ah, okay, neat.
And he's like, okay, I don't think we just, if we just calm down, the zombies gone. I don't know what's out there, but Razzo, if we just stand down, can you stop all this? And Razzo's like, he sort of looks at the bookshelf that's been tumbled into the floor, and all his hiding spaces are gone, and there's this, well, a lot of his hiding spaces are out, and he's being like stared at by this frothing, angry Loxodon, and he's like, sure, you can calm him down. Yeah, Silver, your turn.
Hulk smash, bonus attack. No, I'm just kidding.
That's the thing, she's not gonna calm down.
No, she's not, I know.
She either wants to knock him unconscious or escape.
Okay, what is...
She's just gonna blatantly sit there and be like, I refuse to be captured.
Okay, so your thoughts process right now is you want to knock who unconscious, Barlin or Razzo?
Razzo. And kind of use him as like, hey, yeah, I can kill him.
Okay.
Leave us alone.
Right. So your thought process is if you don't want to be captured, and you want to either knock him unconscious or escape, right?
Yes.
Razzo will just look at you straight up and be like, look.
She is charging him.
She is charging Razzo?
Yep.
Okay. Alright. Roll your attack. There it is. 14 misses. 11 misses. And so you go charging and you launch at Razzo and you swing and miss and swing and miss, and he's like, look. If you stop, I can make the golem stop and you guys can leave. I am not lying. I don't want to capture you. Okay? I was testing you and then you attacked me.
You lied to us. I'm not trusting you. I don't give a fuck.
Okay. Let me tell you this then. If you kill me, the only person who could stop that giant from out there from attacking you and your friends is that guy back there. And I don't think he's as trusting as me, referring to Barlin. I have control of this town. You get your friends to stand down, and this combat's over. And you can leave. Do what you please. You can roll inside if you want, so since you don't trust him.
18.
I mean, he
Can
doesn't.
I have Locke roll too off to the side?
Yeah, Locke and Bjorn. Anyone can roll inside if they want to. I'm assuming Cad's not going to because he's raging still. Yeah. Yeah.
Alright, so the 13 was Locke and the 20 was Bjorn.
Yeah, he appears to be being truthful. And actually, with that 20 from Bjorn gets a little bit of a sense that Razzo's kind of worried too. He's took a decent chunk of damage, and some of his spells haven't worked the way he wants them to. He hasn't been really at the advantage he was hoping for. You guys have both impressed and scared him, so he's just as much willing to stop this combat and end it all as the rest of you. I already have control of the town. That guy back there, he's probably just attacking because he's scared, and I can deal with him. In fact, Locke, are you going to do with anything with what consists of your turn?
Well, I'm going to have, my plan was for Locke to hop down from Cad's back and actually go over to Silver and just put a hand on her shoulder to just try and get her grounded back in reality a little bit, because he can see she's panicking.
Oh, she jumps slightly away from your touch.
It's okay, it's me.
She's having some flashbacks. It's fine.
Yeah, I can see that. Giving Razzo the stink eye.
And your eyes aren't even glowing. Okay, well, honor among friends, I suppose. Silver's having a what moment? Oh,
What
a
am I
nom.
having?
A Vietnam nom.
Yeah.
Oh,
She's
a nom
really
moment.
having a nom moment.
Yeah, kind of.
It's like,
I think
she can
he's
see
saying
that
it.
he's probably telling the truth, but she just doesn't want to trust him.
Okay. Okay. So Razzo's like, okay, all right. He sort of puts his hands up, and he backs to the side from Silver. Like I said, the only one here that we really have to worry about is that guy.
Wait, is he trying to move away from me?
He's not getting out of your attack range. He's not stepping away in the sense of like 5 feet away to trigger an attack of opportunity, but he's just backing off of you so he's not in your face. And he's like, the only one here that we really have to worry about causing a problem is that guy back there. And I can deal with that. And as if to punctuate this, he sort of flicks his hands, a flurry of magic goes off, and Barlin promptly just turns into a dog. Polymorph. Now, he can't do anything, and he's going to be scared. I can control that giant out there, and I can let you leave. I'll be cool?
I have a question. What were you needing to test us for? If it wasn't to collect on the bounty, then what?
It was a test to see if you were worth what everyone was saying about you, which you are, in spades.
And why did you need to know that?
Just in case I needed you for some sort of assistance that wasn't this, which I see now I'm probably not going to get. But
Well, just because Silver's not willing to give doesn't mean someone else can offer it.
it's true.
Well, Locke's certainly not offering it right now. He's just as pissed at Razzo as everyone else, just for different reasons.
It's also worth noting that the pounding from the iron golem against the door on the table stopped, like entirely.
I imagine Cad's cooled off by now.
Probably been a couple of seconds to sort of end up your raginess.
There's been quite a bit of conversation and not combat.
Yeah, Razzo is no longer glowing.
Yep, Razzo's glow's gone. Barlin's a dog.
Cad's going to look at all of the bookshelves in utter horror, and with outraging strength, he's going to try and like lift them up and put the books back on the shelf and such.
He's basically going to use strength to pick up the bookshelf and place it back so that he can put the books back up.
Yeah. Do I need to roll such a thing?
Yeah, I'll have you roll strength. It's not going to be hard.
Silver's gonna be like, can I ask you a question?
Mm-hmm.
What was with all those wanted posters in the basement?
Oh, that was mostly him. He points to the dog. He was wanting to find folks that would come after you, try to get your bounty. I'm not going to cash in on that.
He wanted to cash in on my bounty?
He did, yes. Now, I'm sure, just so that you're aware, I don't know if you know how spells work, but if you do anything to that dog, he's going to come back and he's going to be just fine. So, I wouldn't recommend doing anything with him right now. Like I said, I can deal with him.
Kaduril is still going to be like fumbling with books and trying to get everything put back on the bookshelf and such, but
you rolled an 11.
I guess he would turn over his shoulder.
You rolled an 11 on your strength check to fix the bookshelf. It wasn't hard. The DC was a 10, so you're fine.
Okay. So I'm still rifling through the books on the floor and trying to put them in some sort of reasonable seeming order and all that. He's going to look over his shoulder to Razzo and, so why wouldn't you be wanting to cash in on the bounty? No offense, Silver. Why are you not interested in her bounty?
That's actually a good question.
Cad is going to, on note of that, Cad is going to roll an insight. 24.
I think it's a valid line of reasoning.
It is. It's a very valid line of reason. 24 insight. His response is, it's simple. I understand the value of people. Yes, you are worth the bounty in spades, but...
Maybe even more.
Exactly. But I'm not concerned about that. I'm more concerned about what you can do. If I have a friend who is as powerful as you are, friends who are as powerful as you guys are, I could have you sent out on missions for me and gain 10, 20,000 more than just what your one bounty is. Or I could cash in on your bounty and make one lump sum of 9,000 gold. And if you decide you don't want to trust me and don't want to work with me, that's fine. I've made mistakes in the past. Several of them.
Plenty in just the last few hours.
Sort of gives a stink eye towards Locke. But there's a smirk to it. He's like, yeah, you're right.
It's like, okay, you're calling my bullshit. Okay.
Yeah. Look.
Silver is just going to turn towards the dog.
Mm-hmm.
Speak, boy.
And she's going to be very kind of, not scare tone, but very, like, quiet. as in like a silent anger.
Mm-hmm. She's seething. She's yeah.
Yeah, I just couldn't think of the word. It's just going to be like, make an example of him, for anyone who dares try to come after me for my bounty.
You're saying me make an example of him.
She's pretty much talking to Razzo.
Right, yeah. Razzo's the one that made that comment. He's like, you want me to make an example of him.
I'm not finished speaking, Razzo.
Alright.
Do not interrupt me again.
Yes, ma'am.
Can I roll intimidation?
Sure.
Nope. Nope.
9? Anyway.
It would have been awesome.
It would have been.
As I was saying, so all can see what happens if you go after my bounty. Then, maybe, I might consider one job from you in the future. One more night at the tavern, and then you're going to send us on our way back to Gradiriel?
Gradiriel.
Yeah.
To that.
There's a pause. Then Razzo's like, sort of raises up a hand. Can I speak now?
Yes.
Sure.
Woof.
I have no qualms against that. At this point, Yang sort of raises up her hand. She's like, I have a question. She sort of looks to Silver. Are we going to follow through on the quest that we potentially would have had from here? That's not from him? You know, the one, you know, from the Green Order, from the herbalist that was scared before?
Right, I forgot about that.
I mean, we don't have to. We could go to her and say that we have to leave, and that's fine, but I'm just saying, it was something that we did.
Kaduril would speak up. Up to you, Silver, but you could have something potentially more positive to remember this place by.
Fine, I'll do it.
Alright.
So, do we want 2 nights in town then, instead of 1? We rest the rest of this night, and then we go to deal with her mission.
Razzo, how long does it... Because she told us where it's at, right?
Yeah, it's to the north, to the mountains, at the base of the mountain.
How long is... She turns to Razzo. How long does it take us to get to the base of the mountain?
If you're going all the way north to the base of the mountains, and you follow the road for most of it, you're looking at least a 3-day trek. But you want to follow through on this mission, technically, you would be only spending 2 more nights here. A night to rest and ready yourself. You head out tomorrow. You make the trek up north. You're away from here and away from me. And then you make the trek back. And then you rest here again for 1 more night. And then you leave.
Alright.
And this is not in any way, shape, or form a bribe. This is a courtesy. Should you wish it, I can front the bill for your stay here at the tavern and any supplies that you may need when you trek out, should you require them.
That's reasonable.
Alright. And I will certainly make an example of this one. He'll actually...
Excellent. Now, Silver, sign this contract without reading it.
The sad part is, I could see the sleazeball trying that.
Yeah.
And then he gets it stuffed down his throat.
I mean, actually, yeah, Silver, roll a perception check. Everybody rolled a perception check, and I'll give you all advantage because you saw it coming.
Perception check?
Yes, perception.
Hang on, I forgot.
I roll at advantage. First number is the normal perception, and then
I know.
that number.
Alright, Locke got a natural 20.
And a natural 20 for Silver.
Nice.
And Bjorn...
What about advantage?
And Bjorn gets an 18.
Mr. Advantage rolled a 12.
Yay, I smell stuff. I smell books.
Yeah, you smell dusty books that you're currently still in the process of fixing. Alright, so with your 21 perception on nat 20, 21 perception for both Locke and Silver, you actually see him reach into his pocket for the contracts and then thinks better of it and puts it back. And then he sees that you picked up on that. He sees that you picked up on that and he goes, sorry, old habits.
Habits.
Mm-hmm.
Can't blame me for trying. Well, never mind.
Alright. So, you rest here for the night. Actually, no. This will be Oak talking. Who actually, he sort of seems to be like lost in thought for a second, and he's like, okay, he sort of shakes his head. So we're going to rest here for the night, and then we're going to make our way north to see about this, what was it, some sort of dragon flower or something?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Alright, that seems reasonable. Maybe we can see if Chrissa's willing to tell us any more of what she knows about. He sort of looks at Razzo and is like, the person that she potentially would know about. Sort of try and keep it hidden a little bit.
Alright.
And with that,
Silver's gonna go and just try to move the table out of the way.
Roll strength.
Because she's gonna want to go out the front door this time.
Roll strength. 23. Not hard. You sort of ease the table out of the way.
What happens to the halfling?
Oh, the halfling that was up against the table?
Yeah, because he was still alive through this whole thing.
Yeah, he was just watching it, all that was going on, and he was staying as quiet as he possibly could. And actually, you go to look to make sure he's okay, and he's not there.
Oh, Silver wasn't caring that he was there. She was just gonna move the table.
Oh yeah, you go to move the table, and he's not there.
Oh, good.
But I'm going to still play off your 21 perception because it's funner that way. As you go to move the table, you do hear the distinct, like, of feet moving along the table as it moves back away.
Is there a little puddle?
No.
So, yeah, she's gonna open the door and just stare at this metal mechanism thing.
Yes.
Mechanical being.
Metal mechanism thing. It has stepped away from the door a little bit, and it is huge. And you see that it is currently literally a robot that is inactive. It's just sort of powered down and is doing nothing.
Okay.
You also see, as you sort of make your way outside to the main foyer, you also see several, actually everybody's sort of making their way out at this point. I'm not going to bother moving tokens because that's not necessarily important. But everybody's sort of making their way out would see this deactivated iron golem, and you make your way to the door, and immediately upon getting close to the door, you notice that hiding in the corners, because Razzo just sort of holds his hand up and goes, stand down, I might have went a little overboard. Stand down. We've come to an agreement at this point. And you see that there are several folks that are hidden amongst the walls and like these columns and towers and things that if combat would have changed and went differently, may have attacked you previously. And I have them as little token thingies. And right here. Boop.
Oh.
There's a lot of them, fuck.
Yeah.
That is a lot of them. It's almost the same amount as the chairs in that other room over there.
I was going to say, would I be impressed, but that sounds impressive. So let me give my reaction as a player to this. Wow, that's a lot of people.
Yeah. So, yeah.
I knew there was a reason why this house was so easy to get into.
24 of them. 24 people.
Mm-hmm.
Good grief. And they all sleep in the elephant-sized bed.
No. That would be weird.
There's only 2 beds we've come across, just saying.
Well, yes, but it doesn't...
And one's destroyed.
Just because they have seats in this house does not necessarily mean they sleep in this house. Anyway.
Fine.
So you make your way back out and back into the town proper. Get a chance to rest in the inn. And yeah. Upon getting away from like Razzo and all of his stupidness, Oak is like, so I do hope that maybe we can actually succeed on this quest with the dragon, whatever it is, because I want to talk to Chrissa. Remember when I got very upset or sort of frozen at what was going on with Varlin? I haven't seen that before, but I've been told about that before. Well, not told, but that's been described to me before.
Are you hoping to do some digging or something?
Well, okay. I didn't know of the connection at the time, but other than just, the obvious one. But Christine, the mute shopkeep druid at home, in Misty Village, she would tell me of she learned magic for a time amongst a druid circle, and some of the high archdruids that she worked with was capable of doing the kind of things that Barlin was. That's what messed me up. That's not something that, just somebody off the street is capable of doing. That means that Barlin is, in some way, shape, or form, a very powerful druid of this circle that Christine was a part of for a time. And that freaked me out, because that somebody like that it just goes to show how powerful the two of them were. Like, not just Barlin,
Right.
but Razzo too.
Right. Well, right now, I'm less concerned with that. I don't know, sort of just, glance in Silver's direction, and more worried about just getting some rest and relaxing a bit. I think we could all use it.
Yeah.
Silver's just staring forward. She hasn't, and just the tip of her sword is just slightly dragging behind her.
Young will sort of step closer, and she's sort of tentatively places a hand on your shoulder if you would let her.
Jump slightly.
Sorry, are you gonna be okay? I mean, you're not okay now, obvious. Are you going to be okay after all that?
Just want to get away from this town.
Right.
Right.
Well, we do have a mission that's going to take us away from this town for almost a week, so that should count for something. Alright.
This is when Cad is super endearing and is like, "It's okay, Silver. It's good to be wanted." Wait, no. That's totally
Locke
out
can
of
just
character.
give him this.
Does he actually say that?
No.
Okay.
Good.
Because you have gotten the slowest head turn ever. What?
That was out of character.
Okay.
Good.
I feel like this would be in character for Bjorn. I'm going to have Bjorn suggest that everyone just gets some mead at the tavern. Just plenty of it.
Makes sense to me.
On him.
Yeah.
And
Well,
he should have a drinking contest with Silver. Wait, no.
No, not that. I get the feeling Bjorn is more sensitive than that, to know that would not be tonally appropriate.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to turn down the offer.
All right.
Alright.
Well, I guess as the group's going, wherever the group's going, I'll have Locke sort of come up to Silver's side. I don't normally make a habit of saying things like this, and I've told you why before, but if you want to talk about it, my ears are open, okay?
All of them. All of ours are. Says Oak. If you want to talk.
Or, to be more accurate,
Is one of the
if
one of the rooms big enough to have everyone fit in? Because this is a small town, so
It is a small town. I mean, to have comfortable or sitting and seating and stuff like that, not really. But I mean, there's enough space for people to stand around in a room if you wanted to have that. Or theoretically,
she just doesn't want any other prying eyes.
right, yeah.
Okay.
You
Once
can-
we get
you-
back into the tavern,
yeah, you can get that pretty easily.
so
Yep.
I guess if everyone goes and gets drinks, she's gonna go to the room for a moment.
Alright.
I think if everyone comes up there, she's actually out of her armor at this point, and just in her normal street quotation clothes, I guess.
Yeah.
okay.
And she just rolls up her sleeves, and all over her arms, mainly the forearms and the inside of her elbow, are really pronounced scars that are less than about maybe an inch long, just covering both of her arms.
Oh my.
As you can probably tell, my bloodline is unusual. I was orphaned for some reason, and growing up, I didn't really have much friends, because you know how kids are. They can be mean.
Yeah, I know that.
Well, a high commander paladin came by the port town when we originally left from. I was from there.
I remember you talking about that part, at least, that you were from there.
Yeah. And so he saw me and took an interest and took me back to this Saglant Bluffs, where the main prominent temple to Helm, where we have a lot of clerics and paladins trained there that are usually used for judgment, is mainly our things. If a town needed a neutral party to come in to judge a situation, we were mainly the people they would come to. So we have prominent influences in Caberton, but I was trained as a paladin there. Later in my training, something was off with the High Commander. Started secluding me for more private lessons, meditation, weird rituals, but I had too much faith in him and couldn't see past the lies. Until one day, we were supposedly attacked by demons and overrun. We weren't. What I saw were demons were actually a rebellion group from within the temple going up against the High Commander, led by my best friend. He saw the lies of the High Commander and what he truly was, an actual demon, and he was manipulating me into seeing all my friends and those that I call family as either undead or demons, and I slew and wounded them. In the end, I beheaded my best friend defending the High Commander, and that's when my Asmir side woken up, and it finished pretty much my blood was ready. They captured me, and for a week I was in a state of constant bleeding where I would slip into death, but I would be brought back, and it was done over and over and over again as my blood was harvested. When the townspeople came calling to the doors, they were going to make a public execution of me to put the townspeople to rest, so they didn't have to worry about me. I was labeled a heretic, and I gave out a final prayer to Helm, and he gave me the chance to escape and gave me my mission to purge the darkness that resides in my temple. So anytime someone talks about my bounty, I do not want to go back. I will fight tooth and nail or run if I have to. I will not go back. Like, her hands are like visibly shaking.
Right.
And stuff.
Locke is going to slowly move forward, and if Silver allows him, give her a hug.
Oh.
She's, at that point, she's just like trying to keep emotions in check and stuff, guys.
Right.
Kadril's going to sport a very, stoic face, not trying to be goofy or whatever, and he's just going to go over and put an arm around Locke and Silver.
Group hug, essentially.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I see it reasonable that Bjorn might do something of the similar.
Perhaps, but he's also the newest one to the group, so I
Oh,
don't
this
know if
is
he'd be
nice
fully.
being opened.
So I don't know if he'd be fully comfortable with, I don't know if he'd feel like he'd belong with that yet, and I don't want to make that sort of commitment on my brother's behalf.
True.
Well, why don't you think he's like giving Kat a pat on the back? Be like, yes.
Yeah. I'll have him
this is all
participate,
good.
but not like joining in on the group hug. Just like a hand on Kat's back to just like solidarity, but like I know I'm the outlier here, kind of thing.
I will say, if allowed, Yong is most definitely getting in on that hug. Sort of taking up
Silver
the
at
others.
this point is like giving a quiet smile, and of course there's probably tears running at this point.
Yeah.
It's like she's not like full on doing ugly crying and stuff and wailing. It's like, no, it's just silent.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just welling emotion.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. So, Oak is like, I don't think any of us here could have begun to understand your past and how you feel, but we're here for you, Silver. We will help you through whatever it is you decide to do, and
You guys owe me so much money.
If that's in character, Kaduril speaks up and
No.
says, I know.
It all started with a few gems, and all of a sudden it just went, okay.
Because keep in mind, Kaduril is sort of a bookkeeper. He would totally keep tabs on that.
Right.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, he would. He probably would. Oh god.
Mm-hmm. He totally would.
Oh.
Like I said, if that was in character, even as a off-color joke. He would totally be serious and be like, I know.
So, I guess I'd be like, so that's when I met you guys in my efforts to raise money to build a force to go and storm a stronghold temple in the mountains.
Locke will lean back a bit, give her a bit of a smile. Well, I don't know if you've raised a force, but you've certainly got a good team on your side.
We need a force.
I'll just sort of raise an eyebrow. Well, if we've proven one
Back
thing...
in the day, the stronghold temple had 100 trainees.
But near as
At
I
a
can
time.
tell, it's just the one guy who's a problem, right?
Not the one guy. Someone was keeping me alive, and he probably has more followers at this point because it has been a couple of months.
That
Well?
temple's gonna be filled. This is Oak speaking. He's like, that temple's gonna be filled with people that are mostly
Level 18 encounters.
mostly innocent, in the sense of they're just following what they believe to be right, while at the same time it's going to be filled with probably several demons or devils or whatever else in some sort of disguise to hide what they really are. And then I would predict that he's got a few people that are just under his wing, like secondary commanders and things. Yeah, it'll be much more than him. I can definitely understand when someone's evil's got control of an army.
Alright.
Well, the question then becomes, how do we raise a force if we're going to deal with that? I mean, we also have to deal with Noro. That's, from where I'm currently standing, dealing with him is priority one. His mistress is jeopardizing my ability to do anything, after all, so...
Yes, that's
Can
what
I
you
make a
hired me for,
suggestion?
and we'll do that.
Can I make a suggestion, Silver?
What?
Helm does answer and help you. Helm supports you. That's pretty obvious, right?
He doesn't answer me all the time. I'm not exactly a cleric that has more divine communications. I just
Well, I was
do
going to
his
say-
bidding. If he tells me, if I get a message from him and say, go do this, I will go and do that, yes.
Right.
I can't exactly phone him up and be like, oh, hey, Helm, do you have a job for me today?
What the hell's a phone?
I don't know. It's just some random word that came in my head.
Kaduril looks over at Locke, just, Anyway, having your patron on speed dial. Come on now. Anyway, what is speed dial? Again,
You can
looks
part
at
of the
Locke.
phone, but
So,
I
if I
feel
could
like
make a
I
suggestion-
feel like we've broken every single wall in this room. I don't know.
Yeah, really.
Probably,
there was 4 walls.
but
Exactly.
yeah. Trying to have a serious CAD moment because I
Yes.
think we could do.
Go for it.
Yeah. So Silver, if I could make a suggestion, what if you, in our downtime, what if you made a prayer to Helm to let you know when things were about to move on Helm's plan, so that that's a worry that you can put off of your shoulders, knowing that Helm will let you know when you need to worry about it, so you don't have to worry about it now. You'll know it's coming, but you don't have to worry about it until Helm lets you know.
That's oddly specific.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know. She needed help,
Um,
and he helped, so I don't know. I don't know if it could even work. It is just a thought.
If nothing else, if Helm can't do that, and I'll sort of lift one hand and let the inky blackness roll around her for a bit, I do have someone who can yunk me to other places far across the realm, so if he feels so inclined, if we get an opportunity, maybe I can be
Well-
our eyes and ears on that situation through him.
If you can, honestly, what would be very helpful is figuring out what the High Commander is. I don't know. He's always looked the same to me as when, or where the actual High Commander is, or something. I don't know. That would be helpful.
I'll see what I can do. Unfortunately,
Maybe-
Vindsvept is not the most reliable when it comes to short notice communications.
Wait. So, you know what the High Commander looks like, right? This is Oak.
Yes, but the High Commander in the end was not the High Commander.
Right. You
He kept the form of the High Commander
he
throughout
wasn't.
everything. But I know it wasn't the High Commander.
Well, you can. I think you can't. You could scry on a location, maybe not a person, but I think you can scry on a place. Oak is going to be like, well, we have Alessandra. Alessandra is able to do scrying spells and other such things. If you was to describe the temple, and maybe A's like, I hate to say it this way, but maybe if you described the specific like rooms in the temple where you know that the High Commander would normally stay, maybe you could send a scry there, and Alessandra might be able to tell you what he's got going on. Maybe a means to learn more about him, see what he is. Maybe she knows what he is. She's more learned than the rest of us. Maybe she could see the more demonic form he takes if he doesn't see anyone else watching, and we can get information that.
That's the thing. It could put her in harm's way, couldn't it?
I mean, I don't know of a way that one can track where a scry comes from, like reverse trace it. I know.
But if they can see that they're being scried on, they can take precautions against it.
Right, that's true.
And that's the thing. I don't know. They might have already have that in place. I don't know.
That's true. They might be scrying on you right now. We don't know. You're right.
Magic eyes.
If I had a spell slot, I could turn invisible, because that can let me see. Because can't turning invisible let me see if there's a scry eye nearby or something?
No.
Or does it simply let me
see invisibility? I know see invisibility does.
See invisibility does. Hey. You know a person that recently did a see invisibility thing. You don't trust him, but you know him.
Well,
He
anyways,
does?
He used when you guys were talking about when you were attacked by the invisible goblin that you shish kebabbed. When you guys were going into Razzo's master bedroom before you attacked Barlin initially, he went up to the front of the party. And he was like, "Okay, I'm going to make sure that he's not got anyone else trying to attack us or hiding from us." And he...
Right, Razzo can see invisibility, gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
Razzo can cast see invisibility. Yes, he can.
Alright, well,
Eh,
Locke will sort of shrug and say, well, if nothing else, we can run it by her.
Right.
It's an option on the table.
Right.
I'll see what headway I can make with Vindsvept in the meantime. We're probably not going to be back in Gradiriel for a little while yet, so that gives a bit of wiggle
Just a-
room for the big eyeball guy to get back to me.
Yeah, it's just gonna be a couple more days and we'll get home.
Right.
This is Oak talking. I don't like what he's doing either, Noro, but I'm not really in a push to deal with him either. I might have been able to deal with that goblin zombie, but that's mostly because he was small and didn't look anything like anybody I knew. So
Look, Noro's a big corruption
he is, as is Dahlia. for
aspect.
that.
We should focus on him.
If we
Let's
deal with
focus-
him first, then maybe we can use that gap to help clear your name and bring the truth of the situation at the temple to light. And then with
That's
that...
the thing. I'm just one person, and then the handful of you. Believe me. I
Well,
mean, they're
so we-
rooted in cities and stuff, and the High Commander is well respected everywhere,
Well, then we'll just need
especially
to find
Caberton.
And we'll just need to find high-ranking people we can convince and go from there. We won't necessarily need to raise a force if we can take the force that's following him and turn it on its head.
I've got a question. Would this is for like GM? Would Kaduril know high-ranking people in Caberton that may or may not be corrupted and possibly useful?
I know there's one guy there that is one of the guards there that's not corrupted, that I remember.
Well, you guys know of at least a few people that you've encountered in Caverton that were not corrupt, but none of them were really like super high-ranking officials, other than like in the sense of a high-ranking mage from Terrence, the Blinkling that sent the annoying spy mage to here, oddly enough, and the Loxodon guard, Solemn, who was the one that helped you get Cat out to begin with. You do know of a few people that are not corrupt.
I'm assuming you did a roll because I heard a bleep.
The belief
No, that was me. That was me typing it.
That was Brian who put in chat. He just got a sudden rush of deja vu. Which I'm not entirely
Like,
sure
I know
that's-
in Caverton, I think, in order to go fully above the reach, I know for sure to go high above Silver's High Commander's reach is to actually talk to the, leader of the country.
Yeah.
And possibly his advisors or whatever, if he has any.
Well, one thing that does make sense, and I didn't think of it till random refresher. Terrence was the guy that helped us get here, and he was part of a resistance movement against the corruption in Caverton, wasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
So, just saying, if you are the head of some sort of resistance to something, you're going to know who would side with you and who you can't trust. That's sort of like order of business one. So if we ever have a reason to be back by there, maybe we could communicate with him and see if he knows any high-ranking people that he could put us in communication with.
It's true.
It's just trying to get back into the town, because we're also wanted there.
It's also
Right.
worth noting.
But
It's also worth noting, springboarding off of that this is not a hard leap in logic to make. When Terrence sent the spy mage to Mork, he said he was going to send the spy to his grandfather, and he used a teleportation circle to send him there. You guys know that because you saw him. You know the person who is control of the teleportation circle here in Mork is an elder Blinkling.
Oh, jeez. Why couldn't we remember that?
Mm-hmm. And
It was such a minor detail that didn't seem relevant. None of us thought we were going to be here ever.
Good point.
We only wound up here because we poorly communicated our destination to the captain.
Isn't it
Where are
fun
we
how
going? Oh shit!
It's the fates.
Isn't it fun how stuff like that works? And people say I can't make intricate and complex connected worlds. Ha!
Yes. I love it. There is technically 2 people who are not wanted in Caverton.
2?
Yes, there's 2 people. There's
Alright.
Oak.
And a Bjorn.
Bjorn, actually technically 3. Well, 4 if you want to count her partner.
Who are you thinking?
Also 5 if you count Shadowgrass.
That's right. You're disguised.
Who are
No,
talking-
you were Shadowgrass when we interrogated the warden.
That's right. You were.
Yeah, so Shadowgrass is out.
So who are you? who are
Well,
you
I
thinking
can
of?
come up with a different persona.
You could.
Henry Crabgrass. No.
Oh, no.
Anyway.
Oh, where?
Anyway.
Yeah, no, the person I'm talking about is Riven and Cal.
Oh, that's true.
Those are the other 2 people that are not wanted in Caverton.
But we don't have access to either of them at present.
Mm,
I mean, Riven's still going to be off for like several in-game months or more, right?
maybe.
Maybe. I mean,
We have a way of shenanigans.
In theory, if you wanted to go back into Caverton or send somebody into Caverton that you know of, Locke and Oak both, and Young theoretically know of Riven and Cal, and you could sort of make a weird off-kilter B team to go into Caverton in the form of Oak. Well, yeah, Oak because he wasn't with you at the time. Oak, Riven, Cal, and Bjorn. But I don't think that's necessarily a step that they would take. Granted, Silver herself doesn't necessarily know anything about Riven other than name.
Yeah, just my
And
name.
what little Locke has shared.
Yeah.
Yes.
That
Just
aside-
previous friend is Riven. That's
Yeah.
it.
That
And
I actually just thought of something.
Hmm.
Mhm.
What was Cad's correspondent friend that's in Yukiegi right now?
Valzita.
She left by choice, not because they were pursuing her, right?
I mean, we heavily encouraged her to, but I believe that's the case, yeah.
She
Cad heavily encouraged her to leave the town.
Mm-hmm.
she followed along with you, but she was not connected to the proceedings that involve you.
So she would technically, by definition, not be wanted,
That's true.
and
Yes.
she she was there operating in a similar facility to myself while I was incarcerated forever. So she would know more of the more recent goings on. She might have more knowledge or more access or be able to get to places easier.
These are all our informants. I mean, even Silver can go back to, to medieval Las Vegas and talk to.
We have that.
Yeah.
Bring out your harems.
Unray.
Rydell.
Yep. Rydell is the name of the city. Unray is the name of the person.
Yeah. The nice,
Drow.
lovely drow.
The one that you have laid with twice. With two different
characters.
One knowingly, and the other one drunk.
That does not at all invalidate my statement.
I know.
Anyway, so with all that established, sort of out of character moments to alleviate the tension of the in character stuff, you have a nice, lovely little group hug, and you would all then make your way to your own individual rooms, probably splitting up in a similar capacity to like Cad and Bjorn, Oak and Locke, and then Silver and Young.
Yep.
Silver has nightmares.
We'll get to that.
Oh, awesome.
Before Locke goes to bed, I'll have him do that thing he does when he's trying to get Vindsvept's attention.
Speed dial.
Right,
Wait,
where he sits on his bed, conjures up the Eldritch Blast energy to let someone know that it's being used, and in this case, say something more along the lines of, "Well, I imagine you've been watching with a lot of interest. So if there's anything you can show us that might help with that High Commander situation, I'd be down to whatever you can tell me."
All right.
No.
Right on
Energy
the
flow
tail.
for a couple minutes before then going to bed.
Yep. Right on the tail end of that, just before you actually lay down to go to sleep, there's a brief moment when you hear yet another voice, not Vindsvept, but it is a voice you recognize. That pops into your head that goes, "Hey, I decided to send this to you because being more direct would probably get me in trouble. But your friend Silver was being watched previously. You might want to look into that." It's Razzo's voice.
Do I have the option to respond?
Yes, you do.
I'll ask, she was being watched? Okay, by who? Give me a face here.
Well, he'd have to send message again to do that, or to do sending again to get you another message. He's not going to waste a spell slot on that. And that's where I'm going to end the session.
Oh,
fuck you.
He's too lazy to lay down and get a spell slot back like 5 minutes after giving information. Lazy.
I will say, though, I'm crafty sometimes. The moment that we were just describing where Razzo used see invisibility, and he saw something in the back of the party, and Locke did his little mage hand to whack at it, and he didn't whack at anything. Remember?
Oh yeah, that.
Silver was at the back of the party when that happened. Silver was being scryed on. Anyway, so we're going to end that there. And, yeah, this was great. Because I only had half of my team, my party at the beginning, my bit of that first combat was a little lackluster, but I like where it ended. That's great. That was fun.
Hugs
Indeed. And Silver backstory.
Oh yes, the weight of keeping a backstory secret finally off my shoulders.
At least that one.
Well, both of mine are off my
That's
chest.
true.
I mean, come on. After the last time someone's backstory came to light, it wound up like causing a schism in the entire party, and Locke was not willing to repeat that. That's why he didn't pry.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, it makes sense. It's fine. So
Someday, Sam, I will have the relief of that as well.
We will. I am very interested in see what is it that makes an. Are you an accountant?
Yeah, basically.
Or
Well,
bookkeeper.
bookkeeper. Yeah.
I can't wait for Silver to get back. I get to introduce some fun stuff.
I mean,
You mean Riven get back?
Riven gets back.
Fun
It
stuff.
used to be Silver was
immediately-
Riven, and now
like
Riven is Silver.
immediately being tackle hugged by Locke the second he sees her.
You would not be able to tackle her.
Bitch, he'll try.
Sure.
To be fair, depending on how she makes her presence known, again, he may not necessarily tackle hug her at that moment, but
Only when she reveals herself.
yeah, it
I will absolutely be mage handing Hollis, though. You cannot prevent me from doing that.
That is fine.
So who's doing the next time bit?
yes. So I will say we don't have a Bjorn or David. So we will do next time can be done by we'll say Kenneth, and the This Is Shadows can be Brian.
This has been Shadows of Gradiriel.
Join us next time to see if we allow Silver to breathe ever again.
We probably won't.
Because
I thought we went to
I mean,
sleep.
it's a group hug that went on for like at least 20 minutes of all of us having independent thoughts.
Yeah, it would not be 20 minutes. She'd be just in there, be like, okay.